a vibrant city in Eket in Nigeria, where the bustling streets are filled with life, colors, and the sounds of traditional music blending with modern beats. Kufre is a hardworking businessman struggling to keep his small but promising provision shop afloat. Despite his efforts, his business has been stagnant for months. He is in a loving relationship with Mary, a kind-hearted woman who supports him through his struggles. Unbeknownst to Kufre, Mary is 1 month pregnant and is planning to reveal the news soon. One fateful night, after a long day at work, Kufre encounters Stella, a captivating hookup girl standing on the corner of a busy street near Eket Main Park. Feeling drawn to her, he offers her a ride home rather than engaging in her profession. During their drive, they share stories about their lives, and Kufre learns about Stella's tough upbringing and dreams of a better future. Following that night, Kufre's business begins to flourish unexpectedly. Customers flock to his shop and he starts receiving lucrative contracts. He becomes enamored with Stella, attributing his newfound success to their connection. He starts seeing her more often and they develop a deep bond rooted in understanding and shared struggles. Mary senses a change in Kufre. He becomes more distant and she worries that his feelings for her are fading. In her heart, she knows she needs to tell him about the pregnancy, but she fears how he will react, especially with the rumors of him being seen with Stella. As Kufre spends more time with Stella, he begins to notice how much she has changed his life for the better. He finds joy in their moments together, but guilt starts to creep in as he remembers his commitment to Mary. One day, while out with Stella, he receives a call from Mary asking to meet at one local joint near Eket Township Stadium. During their meeting, Mary bravely reveals that she is pregnant and expresses her fears about losing him. Kufre is taken aback, feeling the weight of his choices. Torn between his responsibilities and his feelings for Stella, he struggles to find the right words. He promises Mary that they will work through this together, but in his heart, he feels a pull towards Stella. Kufre's life took a turn when his girlfriend Mary revealed that she was pregnant. Instead of embracing his responsibilities, he chose to run away from them, blocking her number, moving out of his apartment to a new one, relocating his shop, and drastically changing his life to hide from Mary. Desperate and heartbroken, Mary searched for Kufre, but he was nowhere to be found. Overwhelmed by depression, she made the difficult decision to relocate to Uyo, the capital of Akwa Ibom State, to start a new life. Upon arriving in Uyo, Mary began selling fruits at Apanande Market, striving to support herself. She continued this work until she gave birth to a bouncing baby boy at a local healthcare facility in Nderebe, Obio. 10 years later, Mary had achieved remarkable success in her business. She was able to acquire a shop and her business was booming. Meanwhile, her son Emegion had completed his nursery and secondary education and went on to pursue a degree in medicine and surgery at the University of Uyo. He graduated successfully and became a renowned medical doctor. Emegion was exceptionally intelligent and gained support from sponsors who helped him build a state-of-the-art hospital. which she now manages at Shelter Africa in Uyo. When Mary looked at her son, she felt immense joy, knowing that her struggles and sacrifices had not been in vain. Back in Eket, Kufre had completely moved on from Mary and is now in a relationship with Stella. She is now working with him in the provincial shop. Recognizing that time is of the essence, Kufre made the decision to marry Stella. Shortly after their wedding, Stella became pregnant. In light of these exciting developments, Kufre planned on a vacation for them in Rio. Kufre and his wife arrived in Uyo, excited for a much-needed vacation. Upon checking into a luxurious 5-star hotel, they embraced the beauty of their surroundings, swimming, playing games, and enjoying nature together. On the third day of their getaway, they decided to go baby shopping at Tropicana Mall, as their due date was fast approaching. Their joyful shopping trip took a sudden turn when Kufre's wife went into labor, her water breaking unexpectedly. Panic sets in as she experienced excruciating pain. Kufre, unfamiliar with the area and aware that the hospital they had registered with was in Eket, quickly sought help from the mall manager, who directed him to the nearest hospital. They booked a taxi and rushed to the hospital, only to discover that it was the same hospital where Kufre's estranged son worked. The striking resemblance between Kufre and his son was so pronounced that it left him in shock, wondering how such a resemblance could exist. When Mary, the mother of his son, arrived to visit, recognition struck instantly, stirring emotions and anger within her. As they exchanged glances, her fury was palpable. After a brief explanation to her son, he advised them to set their differences aside until after the delivery. Once the baby was born, Kufre took Mary outside to express his deep remorse for the pain he had caused her over the years. However, Mary was uninterested in his apologies, insisting he focus on his wife and newborn, claiming she was fine. Guilt consumed Kufre, and with tears in his eyes, he begged for forgiveness. In a shocking revelation, Mary disclosed that the doctor who had just delivered the baby was their first child, the one he had abandoned. Overwhelmed with emotion, Kufre fell to his knees, pleading for reconciliation. Although Mary seemed indifferent to his pleas, she ultimately introduced him to her son, Emediong. Kufre was astonished to find that his rejected son was the very person assisting him in his time of need. With sincerity, he apologized to Emediong, who reassured him that he was doing well and that the past was behind them. They embraced, and Emediong invited Kufre to meet his new child. In that moment, reconciliation took place, and joy filled the air as everyone embraced their newfound connections. It was a bittersweet reunion, but ultimately, happiness prevailed for all.